Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a special guest here today. You can introduce yourself.
Well, I don't even know what to say because I have so many names. Alexandria, Al, Lex. Y'all can call me Lex.
Lex.
Hey.
I met Lex years ago. I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was like,
Don't tell your age.
Like 12 or 13. I don't know, I'm not sure my age, but I met years ago because okay, now I can't get nothing now.
We did so much talking.
We already done so much talking. Her brother and I, we dated years ago in high school, so that's how I know Lex. And last year maybe, or like, you know, months ago, you hit me up and you told me that you stutter. And when I met her, like, you know, years ago, I never her stutter, and then after giving birth to her daughter, you develop a stutter. So let us know how that whole thing came about for you.
My daughter was born in 2015, so this was some years ago, and about 5 or 6 months through my pregnancy, me and my daughter's father, I hate saying baby daddy.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's a little ghetto sounding sometimes.
My baby daddy.
Yeah.
But back to focus, Alex. Okay, so like 5 or 6 months through the pregnancy, one day we're just around the house talking and I couldn't get my words out. It's like my mouth was stuck. Like I felt like my bottom jaw was just paralyzed, and I was trying to get the words out, but I couldn't get anything out. And it just kept happening throughout the day. And it got to the point where I was just so frustrated, I just stopped talking and was just crying. And he just literally just embraced me and was like, it's okay, you know, maybe it's just something temporary, maybe it's from stress from being pregnant, because when you're pregnant, your body goes through so much. I don't know if you have like mommy followers or anything.
I'm sure I do. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys already know that your body goes under so much stress and so much pressure, so we're thinking maybe it's just a one-day thing or just I'm talking too fast or something like that, but it kept happening and it was getting worse. And it's like, I don't know if stronger is the word, but it's like my mouth was getting stuck harder. Like it was even, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand, because I do it sometimes too. Yeah,
it's like my mouth is just getting stuck harder, and the harder I tried to talk, the worse it would, the worse it would feel. Yeah. And the harder it was to get my words out. And I talked to my OB about it at the next appointment because my daughter's dad had brought it up. And slow down, Alex.
Mommy brain.
I'm like, slow down, Alex. My daughter's dad had brought it up because I wasn't gonna say anything, because in my mind I'm thinking, okay, I go my whole life, I don't have a stutter, never stuttered as a child, maybe it is just stress from the body or whatever. But y'all, the doctors don't know. They don't have an answer. Like, crazy. They don't know. Like, what my OB told me was it could have been stress from pregnancy, you know, something that we already kind of thought of ourselves. Or it could have been something neurological going on, because when you get pregnant, your brain, you're sending all type of messages to your body. Your body is releasing all new hormones and chemicals and stuff from being pregnant. So they basically just gave me a list of maybes and maybes and maybes and maybes, but there's no one has ever scientifically proven a direct link between pregnancy and stuttering.
Yeah, and it's crazy because a friend of mine actually had like, you know, curly hair, like, you know, before she got pregnant. And then after pregnancy, like her hair is like completely straight now, like no more curl anymore. So it's like,
Girl, I'm trying to wait till
maybe something like that happened, you know?
Girl, because my hair was falling out.
Really?
The edges are just now starting to kind of
It looks
fluff back up.
It looks good though. Like, you can't even tell.
Thank you. No, my edges got so thin, like pencil thin. Like pregnancy just, I don't want to make it sound like it's the worst thing in the world, because it's not, but a lot does happen to your body. My hair started falling out and I got really thin around the edges. I had like a little spot right here that was kind of bald, and it's like you just feel like your life is over. I started stuttering, you gain a lot of weight, my hair got thin. I developed allergies to food that I never had allergies to before. Like, I cannot eat catfish, and I loved me some catfish.
I can smash some catfish.
I don't eat pork anymore. Pork makes me throw up. Like, I think I had a hot dog at my mom's house when I was pregnant, and like right away I ran to the bathroom throwing up. I don't drink milk anymore. Milk made me throw up. Like, it's just so much stuff. But I feel like the hardest part for me was the stuttering, because I mean, the food and stuff, you can kind of work through that and get over that. Your hair eventually grows back, but with the stuttering, it just developed like such an insecurity. You don't know if it's going to go away. You don't know what caused it. The doctors don't have an answer. You know, they might refer you to a speech therapist, but other than that, it's that was, I don't want to say it was scary, but it was the one thing that I just kind of felt like over.
You tried speech therapy or no? Like, it just kind of went away on its own? Or how did that work?
I didn't do anything but cry.
That works too, apparently.
I don't know. I think I was a lot younger. I think I was 22, maybe turning 20. Yeah, I was 22 turning 23. I hadn't quite turned 23 yet. And I was just young and not being proactive. After we talked to the OB about it, and she basically told us, oh, well, oops, we don't know, maybe this, maybe that. I just kind of was like, okay, well, it is what it is. And every time, it got worse throughout my pregnancy, and even after I had her for a couple of months, it was really bad. I don't know why it started to phase out.
It could be those hormones, like, you know, stabilizing again, maybe that's interesting because I'm sorry. Right. Before we started recording though, like, I heard her stuttering again. Like, so how often does it happen, like, where you still stutter, or like have those moments where you're kind of blocked?
Well, other than today, before today, the most recent time that it happened was on my daughter's birthday at the zoo. Me, her, and her dad, we were all together. I don't remember what we was talking about. We was talking about something, and then my mouth just kind of got stuck, and he just looked at me and was like, oh my God, you're still, like, that still happens to you. And it just randomly happens. I don't know what causes it to happen. No rhyme, no reason. Like, when I was just standing over there,
just talking, and we've been
talking this whole time. It just randomly happens. But if I just stop talking and just kind of slow down, I can just kind of, you know, work over it. But I have no idea what makes it happen. It just randomly happens.
And I was telling her, I was like, well, maybe if I get pregnant, I might lose my stutter. And then what? Like, I'm not even having a YouTube channel anymore. Because my whole channel is about my stuttering. It's probably some women like who lost their stutter like when they got pregnant. You know, so that's really interesting. Just how did your family and your friends, like, you know, deal with your stutter?
I wasn't that close to my family at the time. Unfortunately, I didn't really hang out with my family or talk to them much. It was mainly just me, my daughter. Well, I was pregnant.
Yeah.
It was just me and my daughter's father. We lived together. We was in a relationship for a long time, and just during that time period, I think like 2013 to almost middle 2015, or until after my daughter was born. So for those couple of years, I wasn't that close to my family. I never told my mom, like I never called her like, oh hey, yeah, I stutter now.
Yeah.
You know, but at work, I had a lady at work that, you know, kind of joked about it.
Yeah.
But then after I explained my situation and what was going on, she piped down with that. And I had a few friends that I still kept in touch with, and they joked about it. Like, everybody just wants to joke about it. People are so insensitive, and you don't realize how bad something hurts until you're the one being hurt.
Exactly.
Like, I never had a stutter, so I never was that aware of someone that stutters feelings. I was never mean to anybody. Like, I've never been mean to you or anybody else that has stuttered. But what I'm saying is, like, you never know how bad somebody's feeling until you're like in their shoes and in that position.
Exactly.
And everybody at first jokes about it. They think you're lying. They think, especially for me, because I never had a stutter before, so they don't just believe, oh, so you telling me you woke up and now you stuttering.
Right.
You know, like, they just think like you're doing it for attention.
Yeah,
or
it's like,
whatever.
No, like, why would I do that for attention? Because if I'm gonna stutter or do something for attention, then I'm gonna do something amazing. I'm not gonna make myself have a stutter. I'm
gonna be great.
You know, right, live my best life.
Yes.
You know? I actually, like, you know, growing up, I can mention this, maybe like a year ago, like I never really got bullied or whatever, with my stuttering, most of my, like, you know, struggles I was stuttering, like, you know, came in my old year, like, trying to find a job, or like, you know, just like going, like, you know, on these interviews, and no one would hire me because of my stutter. And like, a lot of people thought that I was, like, you know, mentally challenged and I was dumb, and y'all know I'm not. Like, I've said numerous times, like, I'm extremely confident, I am very intelligent, and you and I were talking, and you said that you feel like a freak, and like when it happens now, like, do you still feel that way?
Yeah, I get embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I stop talking. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
like, because it's like I haven't done it. Like, you've been dealing with this since you were 6,
whole life.
Your whole life.
Yeah.
So for me to come from not dealing with it at all to now, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate my way through, especially when it just randomly happens. And it's like, you don't know. It's not a consistent, every day I'm stuttering. It just randomly happens. I don't know if my nerves go off the charts and that causes it. Like, I have no idea, but I still feel not like a freak, but I just still feel like, okay, what is wrong with me? Yeah. Like, what is wrong with me?
Why can't I get it out?
Like, why can't I get it out? But when it first started happening, I felt like I grew a tail overnight. Like, you just wake up and it's like, where did this tail come from?
And when you started, was it every day, or it was just, like, you know, every now and again, or was it, like, really?
It was really heavy.
It just came on strong. Really?
It came on strong during the pregnancy. It came on strong, like month 5, month 6. It's sick.
Six.
It came on strong, and
Really?
it was happening like boom, 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 boom.
You
and
can't
then
get anything out.
I couldn't really
Yeah.
get anything out. And then even after I had my daughter for months, I would say until maybe until she was like a year, to be honest. Like her first year of life, it was happening, but it wasn't like every sentence.
Yeah.
It was just, but it still happened every day.
Yeah. It's crazy though how you just started stuttering from your pregnancy, like and then you lost it, because like a lot of folks don't lose their stutter, like me. And yeah, my dad, though, he lost his stutter, he started stuttering yeah. He started stuttering as a child, and he lost his stutter. So it's just crazy how it all works out.
Yeah, and if y'all go online on Google, and cause I had looked it up when I was going through this situation, it's so many people in the world, and you would be surprised how many other mommies and just adults period, even if they don't, because I even read a couple of forum or discussions online with people that had, I read a couple of online forums and discussions about women that went through the same thing that I went through, that developed a stutter either during their pregnancy or after their pregnancy. And even just adults, even if they weren't pregnant, they have discussions about people developing a stutter as an adult, and they never had a stutter before. So there are so many people out there going through the same thing, and I really feel like it should be more of a discussion, because how does no one have an answer? No doctor on this earth can tell me what is going on or what was going on. And it's kind of, for some people, it can kind of be scary, because like I said earlier, you feel like something's seriously wrong with you, like what's wrong with my brain? And then the mean comments that people post online saying you're a freak, or there's something wrong with you mentally, or you're possessed with the devil. Because I read somebody said that to this lady.
What? Oh my goodness, lady. I swear, on the internet, people get so comfortable saying stuff, and it's like, you wouldn't say that to my face though, and if you would, there's something really wrong with you. People just get real bold on the internet. You have any advice though, for people who are watching, who got their stutter later in life, like you did, what advice would you give them?
My advice would just be to try and hold on to whatever confidence you have in yourself that's left, because like I said, I felt like I was a freak. I felt like something was wrong with me. I like how you said some people ask you, are you slow or something? Like at one point I actually thought, well, maybe my brain cells are evaporating. Like what is going on with me? But just don't beat yourself up about it. Like there's nothing wrong with you. You're not weird. You're not a freak. You're not gonna touch somebody and they're gonna be plagued with stuttering, because people can be mean. But I realized that my hardest part about the whole process was myself. Like people, you could call me a freak and say, oh, Alex, you're a freak because you stutter. But what really makes me feel bad is how I feel about myself. And because I wasn't comfortable and I felt like something's wrong with me, I'm a freak and I just don't need to talk for the rest of my life. That's what made me feel sad and depressed, and I would cry every time it would happen, and I just didn't want to talk. But if you have that confidence within yourself and you're secure, like you said, you're way more confident now, then you will be okay.
And I know a lot of y'all will watch us and be like, well, I don't hear her stuttering. Like, she lying, she don't stutter.
I don't have to lie to y'all.
But trust me, I just heard it like half an hour ago. Look, yeah, it's real. So it's not like a fake thing, and it's not like no, like making this for YouTube. Like it was real. It's not a lie. Yes, I hope y'all liked this video. If you liked it, and you like Lex, you can check out her YouTube channel, and you can tell them that.
My YouTube channel, okay.
It's the whole story?
It's not a whole okay, because you know how some folks, and you know what I mean when I say some folks, don't spell stuff out, okay?
Correctly.
Okay, right. So my channel name is What's Next Lex. I have to say that slow, but you have to type it in like this, y'all. WHTSNXTLEX. I mean, you know, I had to kind of shorten it up. Oh, we forgot to say that we did a video, a mukbang. Oh. And I forgot to say that we did this video in my video.
So as y'all heard, we kind of missed out a little section, but on her channel, you'll see that her and I have a video, a mukbang. It was talking about like life and dating, and stuttering and work and mommy life and all that stuff. So head on over to her channel and check it out, and I'll link it below as well. And yeah, so that's a little video, and I hope you all like it, and any more videos to come. Bye.
Bye guys.